Good day everyone, welcome to another episode on Learn Yoruba Online. In this episode I'll be teaching you how to introduce yourself in the Yoruba language. How to introduce yourself formally or informally in a convention, or to introduce yourself to a partner. And then diving into it, I'm going to be taking you through the context of how we introduce yourself. For example, how to introduce yourself from where you're coming from, location, your academic background, and everything else that you need to incorporate into your introduction, both formally and informally. And then the most basic one is actually good morning, good afternoon, good evening, how are you, when you're actually interacting with someone. Even before you introduce yourself, you have to greet first, like salutation. Good morning in Yoruba, as in one of my videos I actually talked about that. Good morning is Ekaro. Good morning is Ekaro. Then good afternoon is Ekasan. Good afternoon, Ekasan. Then good evening is Ekale. Good evening is Ekale. And how are you is Bawoni. How are you is Bawoni. Just like whenever you want to introduce yourself in English, the first thing is, oh, good morning, how are you? My name is Olayinka. So, it's actually progressive. So you first salute, like good morning, good afternoon, that is Ekaro, good morning, Ekasan, good afternoon, and Ekale, good evening, or how are you? How are you is Bawoni. And then the most common introduction is in an informal setting. You just say, oh, Olayinka is my name. Olayinka is my name. And then in Yoruba, the interpretation of that is Olayinka lorúkọ mi. Orúkọ in Yoruba means name. Olayinka lorúkọ mi. The me there is mine. Olayinka lorúkọ mi. And then if it's in a formal setting, you just say, oh, my name is Olayinka. My name is Olayinka is orúkọ mi ni Olayinka. Orúkọ mi ni Olayinka. And then if you actually want to progress, you want to say where you are from. When you're introducing yourself, most time you talk about where you're from. You say, if for example you say, I came from Germany or US. In an informal way, you say, I came from Germany. But in a formal way, you say, I am from Germany. So let's go ahead and say this. Okay, I came from Germany. That means, Ati Germany ni mo ti wá. Ati Germany ni mo ti wá. If it's from US, you say, Ati US ni mo ti wá. Ati US ni mo ti wá. Ati Germany ni mo ti wá. Ati Germany ni mo ti wá means I came from Germany. Ati US ni mo ti wá means I came from US. That's an informal setting. But if it's actually a formal setting, you say I am from Germany. I'm from Germany. And then how you say that in Yoruba is ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. Ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. Ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. But if you want to say in a formal setting, you want to say I'm from the US, you say ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè US ni mí. So to put this together now, you say in an informal setting, you say good afternoon, Olayinka is my name, I came from Germany. Good afternoon, Olayinka is my name, I came from Germany. That is Ekasan, Olayinka lorúkọ mi, àti Germany ni mo ti wá. But in a formal setting, you say good afternoon, my name is Olayinka, I am from Germany, which is Ekasan, orúkọ mi ni Olayinka, ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. So that is it. If you want to talk about your location, that is, I came from Germany, àti Germany ni mo ti wá. And in a formal setting, you can say I am from Germany, which is ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. And then when we're talking about position, maybe you want to talk about your position, maybe as a founder, as a director, as a worker. So in an informal setting, you can say, as a founder, you can say, founder means olùdásílẹ̀. That is, you found something. Founder in Yoruba is olùdásílẹ̀. So founder, so as a founder, you can say, olùdásílẹ̀ ilé-iṣẹ́ BBC radio ni mí. Olùdásílẹ̀ ilé-iṣẹ́ BBC radio ni mí. What that means is that you are the founder of BBC radio. Olùdásílẹ̀ ilé-iṣẹ́ BBC radio ni mí. That is, you are the founder of BBC radio. And then as a director, you can say alábòójútó àgbà. Director is alábòójútó. Director is someone that directs things. But in Yoruba, director means alábòójútó. That is someone that supervises things, that oversees things. And then alábòójútó àgbà. Àgbà means an elder. Who is the elder who actually oversees the activity of others. So that means is the boss, that is director. Director in Yoruba is alabojuto agba. Alabojuto, that is someone who oversees. Alabojuto means someone who oversees. So alabojuto agba ilese Facebook ni mi. As a director, you can say I am the director of Facebook. I am the director of Facebook. But if you want to say that in Yoruba, that I am the director of Facebook, maybe you are introducing yourself, you want to incorporate your position and your profession, you say I am the director of Facebook. So how you put that in Yoruba is alabojuto agba ilese Facebook ni mi. Ilese means company. In Yoruba, you have to put company in that kind of a case, because you can't just say I'm the director of Facebook. In Yoruba, you have to say I'm the director of the company of Facebook. That's just what it is in Yoruba. Alabojuto agba ilese Facebook ni mi. And then if you want to introduce yourself as a worker, maybe you work in a place, you can say, okay, I'm one of the workers of BBC Radio. I am one of the workers of BBC Radio. And then the way you say this is that ọ̀kan lára àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ BBC Radio ni mí. Ọ̀kan lára àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ BBC Radio ni mí. Òṣìṣẹ́ in Yoruba is actually means worker, someone who works for in a place. Òṣìṣẹ́, ọ̀kan lára àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ BBC Radio ni mí. So that is for that. So that's the three ones are actually highlighted are actually for informal setting. But if it's actually in a formal setting, as a founder, you say I am the founder of BBC Radio, which is Emini Olùdásílẹ̀ Ilé-iṣẹ́ BBC Radio. I am the founder of BBC Radio. Emini Olùdásílẹ̀ Ilé-iṣẹ́ BBC Radio. And then as a director in a formal setting, Emini Alabojuto agba Ilé-iṣẹ́ Facebook, which is I am the director of Facebook. I am the director of Facebook. Emini Alabojuto agba Ilé-iṣẹ́ Facebook. And then as a worker in a formal setting, you say mo jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ fún BBC Radio. I am one of the workers for BBC Radio. I am one of the workers for BBC Radio. Don't actually stress yourself too much about, okay, which one is the formal, which one is the informal, which one should you use. I think I'm just using that, okay, different ways to actually use it, like saying the same thing in two different ways. But actually, the one that I'm putting in a formal setting actually appears to be used more in a formal setting. But the one that I even put in informal setting, if you still use it in a formal setting, you didn't commit any crime. It's actually still okay to use them. It's just so that you can get a catch of it very well. And the one that is more closer to in a formal setting, that's the one I just put in a formal setting. So don't worry about, okay, which one should you, whichever one you understand the most and you feel very easy to go with, you can actually just use that. So when I get to the end of this contextual usage, I will actually get to the point where I will combine everything together and we'll use them in a sentence. We will combine everything together, like your position, your location, and everything together. So continuing, you can, when you are introducing yourself, you may want to introduce yourself with your qualification as well, your academics. So as a student, you can say as a student or undergraduate. As a student or undergraduate in Yoruba, you say mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé-ìwé gíga Oxford. Mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé-ìwé gíga Oxford. That is, you are learning. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ is someone that is learning. Ilé-ìwé is a school. It's a compound word in Yoruba. Ilé is house. Ìwé is actually book. That is the house whereby people study. That's what Yoruba used to describe school. Ilé-ìwé, that is the house where people study, but it actually means school. It can be a university, it can be anywhere, it can be a university, it can be a secondary school, it can be a primary school. Ilé-ìwé gíga is actually a university. Ilé-ìwé, as I've said earlier, is a place where you study, but if it's Ilé-ìwé gíga is higher institution. Giga means higher. Higher institution, Ilé-ìwé gíga, higher institution. So Yoruba doesn't, if it's secondary school, it's just Ilé-ìwé. If it's primary school, it's just Ilé-ìwé, that is, it's a school. But in higher institution, Yoruba call higher institution Ilé-ìwé gíga, like university, they call it Ilé-ìwé gíga. So as an undergraduate, you can say, mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Ilé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. Mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ Ilé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ means someone who is actually learning. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́, someone who is learning. Akẹ́kọ̀ọ́, someone who is learning. So mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. That is, I'm an undergraduate of Oxford University. But if you want to give it a direct interpretation as Yoruba put it, you just say, okay, I am a learner in Oxford University. But what you are trying to say is that sometimes when you actually transcribe from one language to the other, you don't actually get the meaning matching each other word for word. You just have to understand, okay, this is what it means here. Because in English, you said you are an undergraduate, that is, you are studying to become a graduate, but in Yoruba, it's saying you are learning in the university. So, mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ilé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. I am an undergraduate student of Oxford University. That's what that means. And then, as a graduate, if you are a graduate, I want to say you are a graduate of Oxford University, mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè nílé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. Mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè nílé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. That is, I am a graduate of Oxford University. I am a graduate of Oxford University. I am a graduate of Oxford University. And the Yoruba of it is that mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè. Mo jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè. Mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè nílé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. Mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè. That is, I learn to earn a degree in Oxford University. That's just the direct interpretation of that in the Yoruba language. That is, mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè nílé-ìwé gíga Oxford University. I am a graduate of Oxford University. And then, if you want to say you have a PhD in Yoruba is ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀. That is, ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀. It's actually a degree, or PhD degree, but Yoruba PhD degree, Doctors of Philosophy. In Yoruba call it ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀. That is deeper understanding. You have a deeper understanding of something. That's PhD in Yoruba, ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀. So, mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. And in the English of that is, I have a PhD in Yoruba. I have a PhD in Yoruba language. I have a PhD in Yoruba language. Èdè is language, and Yoruba Yoruba language. So, mo kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. I have a PhD in Yoruba language. So, let's go ahead, and then going ahead, if you are a professor, you can say, okay, maybe you are as an optician professor. I am an optician professor. If you are a professor, I am an optician professor. Mo jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n nínú ìyẹ̀wò ojú. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n, professor in Yoruba is ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n. Mo jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n nínú ìyẹ̀wò ojú. An optician is a doctor who actually take care of the eye. And then the Yoruba of an optician is oníyẹ̀wò ojú, someone who actually check your eyes. Ìyẹ̀wò means to check, and eyes, ìyẹ̀wò, check, eyes is ojú. So ìyẹ̀wò ojú, that is check eyes. So that's just the direct transcription of it in Yoruba language. So if you are a professor in Yoruba, you are ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n. A professor in Yoruba is ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n. I'm an optician professor. So what you just say is, mo jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n nínú ìyẹ̀wò ojú. Mo jẹ́ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n nínú ìyẹ̀wò ojú. So if you are progressing, if you want to talk about your experience, I have 10 years experience as an optician. Mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. Mo ní is I have. Ìrírí means experience. Ọdún is years. Mẹ́wàá is 10. I have another section where I actually talked about the counting system of the Yoruba language. You can consult that if you want to know about the Yoruba counting system. So, mo ní ìrírí, I have experience. Ọdún means years. Ọdún, mẹ́wàá is 10. Ìyẹ̀wò ojú as an optician, someone who takes care of the eyes. So, I have 10 years experience as an optician. Mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. And then if you want to say, for example, I have 4 years experience in teaching Yoruba language. I have 4 years experience in teaching Yoruba language. It goes as thus. Mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́rin nínú kíkọ́ èdè Yorùbá. Mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́rin nínú kíkọ́ èdè Yorùbá. Mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́rin nínú kíkọ́ èdè Yorùbá. And also, if you want to say, okay, I have 9 months experience in taking care of the sick. I have 9 months experience in taking care of the sick. So, mo ní ìrírí oṣù. Oṣù is months in Yoruba. Mo ní ìrírí is experience. Mo ní ìrírí oṣù mẹ́sàn. Mẹ́sàn is 9 nínú ìtọ́jú aláìsàn. Mo ní ìrírí oṣù mẹ́sàn nínú ìtọ́jú aláìsàn. That is, I have 9 months experience in taking care of the sick. And then progressing, if you want to talk about, I'm still going to combine everything together so that it can flow, and how you can introduce yourself in a convention, to a partner in an interview or anything, or probably in your writing. your thesis or anything. So let's still go ahead on some of other things that we like to include in our introduction. You may want to include your family background or anything about your family. Like, I am the first out of 4 children. I am the first out of 4 children. Firstborn in Yoruba is Akobi. Akobi is the firstborn in Yoruba. Akobi, that is the first to be given birth to. That's just the direct interpretation. The first to be given birth to is Akobi. So I am the first out of 4 children. It meaning Akobi nínú ọmọ mẹ́rin. Ọmọ is children. Ọmọ is children or a child. Ọmọ is a child or children. So Muni, I am first out of 4 children. It meaning Akobi nínú ọmọ mẹ́rin. I am the first out of 4 children. It meaning Akobi nínú ọmọ mẹ́rin. And then I am the last out of 3 children. I am the last out of 3 children. It meaning Abigbẹ̀yìn nínú ọmọ mẹ́ta. It meaning Abigbẹ̀yìn, that is gbẹ̀yìn means ẹ̀yìn means last. Gbẹ̀yìn means last. So Abigbẹ̀yìn, that is the one that they gave birth to last. So I am the last out of 3 children. It meaning Abigbẹ̀yìn nínú ọmọ mẹ́ta. And then if you want to say I am the third born out of 5 children, I am the third born out of 5 children, you say èmi àbíṣe kẹta nínú ọmọ márùn. Èmi àbíṣe kẹta nínú ọmọ márùn. That is, I am the third born out of 5 children. Èmi àbíṣe kẹta nínú ọmọ márùn. And then talking about hobbies, maybe you want to talk about hobbies, you want to include hobbies in your introduction. You say I love reading. I love reading. I love means mo fẹ́ràn. Mo fẹ́ràn. I love reading. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa kàwé. I love reading. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa kàwé. Kàwé is reading. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa kàwé. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa kàwé. And then going ahead, you want to say I love watching football. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. Football is a compound word, that is foot and ball. And then in Yoruba, aláfẹsẹ̀gbá is just a description of that. Okay, bọ́ọ̀lù is ball. Aláfẹsẹ̀gbá means the one that you use your leg to play. It in Yoruba is gbá. So aláfẹsẹ̀gbá, that is ẹsẹ̀ is leg in Yoruba. Ẹsẹ̀ is leg. So if you say aláfẹsẹ̀gbá, it's actually a description of the one you use your leg to play. You know, football is actually foreign to the Yoruba. So what we can actually get is just a description of what it is, and we don't really have a term for it, but a description. And that's why the description seems a little bit complex. So aláfẹsẹ̀gbá means football. Aláfẹsẹ̀gbá is actually direct interpretation bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá, that is the ball that you use your leg to kick. That is it. So I love watching football. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. I love watching football. Mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. And then I am a fan of Messi. I am a fan of Messi. Mo jẹ́ olólùfẹ́ Lionel Messi. I am a fan of Lionel Messi. Mo jẹ́ olólùfẹ́ Lionel Messi. Yoruba doesn't have a separate word for fan and lover. It's just a lover as well. Mo jẹ́ olólùfẹ́ Lionel Messi. And then talking about going forward, you may want to actually introduce your age as well. You may want to introduce your age. So I'm 20 years old. Mo jẹ́ ọmọ ogún ọdún. I am 20 years old. Mo jẹ́ ọmọ ogún ọdún. I am 20 years old. Mo jẹ́ ọmọ ogún ọdún. And then now, so we've actually talked about a lot of context where a lot of things where you can use to actually describe yourself, your age, your academic, your profession, your location, where you're coming from, your country, and everything. So now let's bring everything together now and then use it in a complete sentence. So for example, you want to say, good morning. Olayinka is my name. I came from Germany. I'm the founder of BBC Radio and a graduate of Oxford University, and I have 4 years experience in teaching Yoruba language. Good morning. Olayinka is my name. I came from Germany. I'm the founder of BBC Radio and a graduate of Oxford University, and I have 4 years experience in teaching Yoruba language. So the direct interpretation of this is that, okay, ẹ káàárọ̀, good morning. Ẹ káàárọ̀, Olayinka lorúkọ mi. Germany ni mo ti wá. Olùdásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ BBC Radio ni mí. Mo sì tún jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ iléèwé gíga Oxford University pẹ̀lú ìrírí ọdún 4 nínú kíkọ́ èdè Yorùbá. So let me go again. This is actually more of an informal setting, but you can use it in a formal setting as well. Good morning. Olayinka is my name. I came from Germany. I'm the founder of BBC Radio and a graduate of Oxford University, and I have 4 years experience in teaching Yoruba language. Ẹ káàárọ̀, Olayinka lorúkọ mi. Àti Germany ni mo ti wá. Olùdásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ BBC Radio ni mí. Mo sì tún jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè iléèwé gíga Oxford University. pẹ̀lú ìrírí ọdún mẹ́rin nínú kíkọ́ èdè Yorùbá. Let me go again. Ẹ káàárọ̀, Ọláyínká lórúkọ mi, àti Germany ni mo ti wá. Olùdásílẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ BBC Radio ni mí. Mo sì tún jẹ́ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè iléèwé gíga Oxford University pẹ̀lú ìrírí ọdún mẹ́rin nínú kíkọ́ èdè Yorùbá. So that's that. So let's go for a formal setting. For example, you can say, how are you? My name is John. I'm from the US. Just in a short version. How are you? My name is John and I'm from the US. You just say, báwo ni? Orúkọ mi ni John. Ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè US ni mí. That's just, for example, just in a short version. How are you? How are you? My name is John. I'm from the US. Maybe you meet a person on the road or you meet someone in a location. You say, oh, hi, my name is John. And you want to say Yoruba to the person. You say, how are you? My name is John. I'm from the US. You say, báwo ni? Orúkọ mi ni John. Orúkọ mi ni John. Ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè US ni mí. And then let's go ahead into a more complex sentence. Good morning. My name is Olayinka. I'm from Germany and I'm the director of Facebook. I had a PhD in Yoruba language and I have 10 years experience as an optician. I also love football. So let's go ahead for that. Good morning. My name is Olayinka. I'm from Germany and I'm the director of Facebook. I had a PhD in Yoruba language and I have 10 years experience as an optician. I also love football. So let's do this in Yoruba language. Ẹ káàárọ̀, orúkọ mi ni Olayinka, àti Germany ni mo ti wá. Mo sì tún jẹ́ alábòjútó àgbà iléeṣẹ́ Facebook. Mo ní ìwé ẹ̀rí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Mo ní ìwé ẹ̀rí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. Bákan náà, mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. Let's go again. Good morning, my name is Olayinka. I'm from Germany and I'm the director of Facebook. I had a PhD in Yoruba language and I have 10 years experience as an optician. I also love football. Ẹ káàárọ̀, orúkọ mi ni Ọláyínká, àti Germany ni mo ti wá. Mo sì tún jẹ́ alábòjútó àgbà iléeṣẹ́ Facebook. Mo ní ìwé ẹ̀rí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. Bákan náà means also, mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. So let me go again. You can always rewind this to listen to it again. Ẹ káàárọ̀, orúkọ mi ni Ọláyínká, àti Germany ni mo ti wá. Mo sì tún jẹ́ alábòjútó àgbà iléeṣẹ́ Facebook. Mo ní ìwé ẹ̀rí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. Bákan náà, mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. So that is that. So let me go for another more complex sentence. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olayinka. I'm from Germany and I'm the director of Facebook. I had a PhD in Yoruba language and I have 10 years experience as an optician. I also love football. So let's listen to the sentence again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olayinka. I'm from Germany and I'm the director of Facebook. I had a PhD in Yoruba language and I have 10 years experience as an optician. I also love football. So going for the direct interpretation of this, arákùnrin means guys, gentlemen, and then arábìnrin means ladies. Arákùnrin, ọkùnrin Yoruba is male, obìnrin is female. So arákùnrin, that is fellow male, and arábìnrin, fellow female. So ladies and gentlemen, arábìnrin àti arákùnrin. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olayinka. I'm from Germany and I'm the director of Facebook. I had a PhD in Yoruba language and I have 10 years experience as an optician. I also love football. So it goes as this in Yoruba. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin arábìnrin àti arákùnrin. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin arábìnrin àti arákùnrin. Arábìnrin is ladies, arákùnrin is gentlemen. So ẹ káàárọ̀, good morning. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin arábìnrin àti arákùnrin. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyínká. Ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. Mo sì tún jẹ́ alábòjútó àgbà iléeṣẹ́ Facebook. Mo ní ìwé ẹ̀rí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. Bákan náà, mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. Let me go again on that. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ̀yin arábìnrin àti arákùnrin. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyínká. Ọmọ bíbí orílẹ̀-èdè Germany ni mí. Mo sì tún jẹ́ alábòjútó àgbà iléeṣẹ́ Facebook. Mo ní ìwé ẹ̀rí ìmọ̀ ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú èdè Yorùbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo ní ìrírí ọdún mẹ́wàá gẹ́gẹ́ bí oníyẹ̀wò ojú. Bákan náà, mo fẹ́ràn láti máa wo bọ́ọ̀lù aláfẹsẹ̀gbá. So that is it for how to introduce yourself in the Yoruba language. I hope you enjoyed this session. please kindly like, share and subscribe to see more upcoming videos. And in upcoming videos, I'll be talking more about the cultures of the Yoruba language and probably how to cook some nice delicacies, some nice Yoruba foods in some of my videos. So please kindly like, share and subscribe. Some of you have actually been saying, okay, my audio is not that good in previous video, and you can see that the audio is actually good now. I actually purchased a lot of gadgets, so I actually have a good camera right now, and then a very good audio recorder, which I spent a lot of hundreds of dollars on that to acquire that. So please, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you are still watching, please kindly share, like as well. So thank you very much. Hope to see you in subsequent videos. My name is Olayinka and I'm your Yoruba teacher. Thank you.